move up the ranks, dominate locally, book more moving jobs, and make more money for your moving company. This is Thomas here. It's been a minute, it's been a while. I haven't made a video in a minute, but I'm back here. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how you can make a homepage that generates 5 figures a month. And that is a bold promise, but that's only $10,000 a month. If the average cost of one move is $1,000, all you need to do is book 10 of these a month. That's one every 3 days, and you'll hit that's a 6 figure business in a year. So I want to talk to you about how you can do that. And obviously, I would love for you to make more than $10,000 a month, but let's make that the goal for now because a lot of people's homepages can be fixed, it can be revised. I had a really bad homepage for a really long time. And it was really crazy because I was just really running off of, everybody can be in a different position, but I was running off of referrals and reviews. So I've been in the business for a while. I have really good word of mouth. I have good reviews. So I didn't really care about getting new business through my website. But if you fix this, this is how you're going to convert new customers and grow your business, expand, scale, all of the great things. So I want to quickly talk about what you need to put on your homepage to do that. So the first thing you need to do is you need a hero section, and basically this should tell people what you do. So I'm kind of being bold here by saying we're movers that alleviate moving day stress. It's a lot, right? So just say what you do, right? This is what I try to do, right? I try to make it as less stressful as possible for my clients, but obviously stress is subjective, and one thing that stresses one person may not stress another person. So just mention what you do, right? So put it in your own words. That's I believe in that because when people are reading this, they're like, it's like you're almost speaking to them, right? They get a chance to interact with you. And once you get on the phone with them, there's going to be congruency, right, between you and your website. So you don't want to put language that doesn't sound like you. You don't want to say things that aren't you because you want people to feel like when they see you, they see your website, that that's you. And when they talk to you, that you are like your website. So that's the first thing I would do is um, tell people what you do. The second thing is why it matters, right? So I put moving is in the top five most stressful life events, along with the passing of a loved one, divorce, major injury or illness, and job loss. I mean, it's like, it's pretty, you're triggering somebody, you're getting it really emotional, right? And that's a good thing. That's how you're going to keep people on the page, right? You can put what you want, but that's what I chose, right? Why does it matter? Why does what you do matter? Just put it in your own words. If you need help, obviously message me and I can help you with that, but that's your goal. Then how do they get it, right? So this is a little call to action button. How do they get this thing that you do, that you are promising, and why it matters? So, this button should lead to something of a quote form, whatever it is, right? It should lead to something. So because people are going to read this and they're going to want it. So you need a button to redirect them to where they need to go next. All right. So that's the hero section. We're going to move along. This is a pretty long video. These are all the elements that you need to put on your page to just create a really, really good and strong, effective homepage. Something that's going to get people to click, people to stay and book you, fill out a form. All you really want to do is get people to fill out the form. And your job after that is to obviously convert and close the deal. But you just need a website that's good enough to get people to do that, to just give you a call or give them your information so that you can contact them. So all right, so let's move along. The next thing you need is a headline. I'm just reading my notes here. So you need a headline that is going to show the clients the results that you can give them or just a promise, right? So if you're a fitness coach, for instance, right, you want to tell people what results they're going to get. They're going to lose 5 pounds, they're going to put on 5 pounds of muscle, whatever it is, right? So this is what we do. We protect you, your belongings, and your moving day from stress, uncertainty, and dishonesty. So just put into what you promise. Maybe you are like, the results that you promise are, this is something I'm thinking about is like, we'll help you pack your kids' toys, right? If you have, if you're like, if your ideal client or the types of clients that you're getting are like parents with like, like a 5-year-old kid with a bunch of toys, maybe you can, you can mention what you can do, right? What kind of results you can give your clients, right? If you're like, we'll protect and pack every single item, we will protect your art, we will protect sentimental items, we will make note of whatever it is. Just figure out what you do and put it, put a big headline so people know this is what they're going to get, right? This is what people want. Like, all right, so if I'm trying to get my car wash, right? I want somebody to tell me that they're going to leave it spotless or it's going to look clean, whatever it is, right? Just make it really obvious because not everybody does that nowadays. So then you need, you just need a subheader and it's just context. What is this promise like? Give the context to this promise, right? So if you are like, I promise to help you lose weight, now you got to talk to them and tell them that you're a fitness coach, right? That maybe you specialize in fat loss, right? So or weight loss, right? So whatever it is, so put the context. If the result is we will protect your kids' toys, we'll protect your family heirlooms, whatever it is, talk about how you're a mover that does that, right? So make sure you do that. And once you do that, um, we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is there's so many things to do actually, which is crazy. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. So okay, so after that, you'll need a problem section, right? And this is basically a section that tells them the problem, right? And it's just part of the hero's journey where you kind of painted the picture, um, paint to your client just a picture. What is the problem they're going to run into, right? So if they're moving, there's going to be a bunch of problems like things can break, things can get lost, right? So list those problems out because again, this is going to be emotional. People are going to say, all right, yeah, I'm currently going through this problem, which might be running out of boxes, or I don't know how to pack my boxes, or I don't know if I need to get a mattress cover, or I don't know what to do, right? There's so many things. So list the problems that they're facing because it just demonstrates to them that you get it. You understand what they're feeling. It's like empathy, right? Like you demonstrate that you understand what they're feeling, their problems, and then you can solve it. That's how you are going to do business. You're going to solve people's problems. You're going to predict their problems. You're going to help them avoid their problems, right? People don't like problems. People don't like pain. People don't like misery, right? And people want you to get them out of that state, right? If they're stressing about their move, you need to tell them all the things that they're stressing about, and you need to demonstrate to them that you can take that stress away. One of the best things about being in the moving industry is moving is a very stressful thing for anybody. So the fact that, when somebody books a person and then they get peace of mind and they're like, I don't think about this, I don't have to worry about it, that if you can do that for somebody, you will have an amazing moving company. You should have a $1 million moving company, like at the very least. You should be able to make $1 million in revenue, make $1 million in profit, right? You should, if you can do that. If you're like movers that don't do that, right, you're just gonna add to the stress forget about it, right? So your goal as a moving company is to do that. It's just figure out all their problems and take those problems away from them. So you figure out those problems that they have and just write it out and take care of it. Okay. So that gets to the next point. It's the solution. So you gotta talk about how you understand their problem, right? Um, and the most important thing is that you talk about how you're qualified to help them, right? So talk about your expertise, talk about all the things that you've done to gain experience so that you can handle those problems and fix those problems, okay? That is what you want to do. Um, so do that, and you are really, really good to go. If you have any questions, for sure, just ask me. Leave questions in the comments. I would love to help. So once you get done with that, the next thing you'll want to do is a service section, which is where you just list all the services that you offer. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory, right? What do you do? What are the different types of services? And then link them to the other pages on your website. So you need to make a page for like local moving services or packing services, right? And you want this page to link to that page, right? So it just helps with SEO. There's links that connect the page, and it's just good for SEO as a rule of thumb. So this is a section that I created, and this is a section that I've created and that I really like. You can do it. You don't have to do it, but you maybe should do it. And list some of the clients that you've worked with. So if you've worked with any corporate clients, any commercial clients, list them. Don't lie. Don't exaggerate. Right? Like I New York Jets. I worked with one of my clients was a player for the New York Jets. Right? So you know yeah, just make sure, don't just like don't lie, right? That's always a bad rule of thumb. Um, so maybe I should have put player the New York Jets, but I just put New York Jets, honestly. EXP Realty is a real estate realtors. They're like a company. They're a company for realtors to sell, like buy and sell homes. So build out a partnership and get referral partners, get realtors to call you and let you know, hey, I just sold this house. I need you to move. Like have, if you just started your business and you found like 100 realtors and then they just called you all the time and then you did a great job and all of those clients referred you to their friends, you'd have a really amazing moving company. Um, this is Rob's Backstage Popcorn. I think that's the Jonas Brothers. So this was an event that I worked at, right? So did I work for the Jonas Brothers? Not, yeah, like indirectly, yeah, because I helped them set up their event, right? Um, or it was like a vendor who yeah, it's Jonas Brothers Popcorn Company. And then the last one is just the Classic Car Club. It's a social club, in Manhattan, and they drive really, really cool vintage cars, and I helped set up a couple of events for them. So those are some of the clients that I worked with, and it looks really good if you have really good clients because then people are like, oh, I've seen these companies before. Like there's trust that's built, right? So we're going to get onto the next section, and we're going to talk a little bit more about trust later on, right? So you need a lot of social proof, right? It's just this concept where the more people see, the more that you can show that other people pretty much like mess with you, right? And like your stuff, the more you can show that to new people, the more they're like, yeah, I like them too because other people like them. It's a funny concept how it works, but it's really effective, and it works in a lot of different areas of life too. So use social proof. It's one of my favorite things to do. Then you have the benefits of working with us, and this is just describe what these benefits are. What it's like basically saying like why you and not a competitor, right? So I don't know. You figure out the benefits of working with you, right? You should figure out what makes you unique and special. Maybe you're like we drug test everybody. Maybe you say we put everybody through a fitness test. Maybe you say you feed your movers 100 grams of protein daily so that they have a lot of energy. I don't know. maybe you're like we give them bottles of Gatorade. I don't know. Just figure out what makes you different and unique and communicate that. Um, okay, let's move on to the next section. We're almost there. We're almost done. If you're still watching this, great job. I feel like most people are not going to stick it through, but it's really effective. It's really good. And if you left and you don't have a website that looks like this, you're really missing out. This video could probably 2x your revenue. You should be able to get more people to leave their information, right? Because people may be coming to your website. You may have a good business, Google business profile, and people are finding you, but people still have to click and like contact you, call you, text you, email you, leave like get a quote, right? And how do you do that? It's through your homepage. It's like one of the most important pages. Honestly, if you're going to be really lazy, right, you need a really good homepage. You need a good about us page, right? You need good service pages. This is more just going to tell Google what you do, right? But like the homepage is like the most important page. So don't get lazy here. Just spend more time here. Make it really good because most people have really really bad home pages. Some people have already great home pages that are for SEO, and that's fine. But think about it. If you're gonna run ads to this page, right? You want people to you need to do something to get people's attention and to like contact you. So I'm giving you the formula here. You should do it, and if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. Um, then you need to fix things. So after you do all that, you're gonna get to this process section. This is basically the steps, right? Step number one should be what they need to do, right? So let them know, contact us, fill out a form, give us a call, whatever. Step one is what they need to do. It could even just be pack up your things, right? Whatever. Step number two is we do all the work. So this is, for me, my process is I want them to contact me, and then I'm gonna get their inventory list. I'm gonna get all the details of the move. Basically, it's like a consultation. It's basically part of the sales process, right? Like for me, I like having a consultative sales approach where before I give you a price, right, I need to figure out what we're doing, how important it is for you, what matters to you for the move, right? Some people may be like, I need to do this in one trip. I need to do this in 5 hours. I need you to protect our antiques, whatever it is, right? So step number two is what you do, right? And it's you doing all the work. So is it for you? Is it just getting an inventory assessment? I don't know. And then step three is it's just like step three, four, and beyond is just the end result that they get. So after you get after you do the work, you give them the assessment, right? The next few steps are going to be about what they get. So now they sign a quote. I mean, they agree on the price, and now you deliver your service, which is you do your move, right? Whatever it is, right? Describe the process that you're going to take them on to get their desired outcome, their desired reality, what they want. They want to move away from the stress, right? Where they want to get something, they want to move into their new home. So how are you going to do that? Your final step should describe how they're going to enjoy those benefits. All right. So um, now let's move on to my favorite part. Is my favorite part. I kind of missed something, but yeah, just the testimonials, right? So put a bunch of testimonials on your page. Just use video. Video is going to be a lot more effective uh, than images, right? So 3 videos is good to start off with. And yeah, make sure they're your best videos, make sure they're really good reviews, make sure your clients are talking you up, and you can talk about what your clients are saying about you, right? So just display yourself, show yourself in the best light according to how another person sees you and not how you see yourself. So testimonials are really, really good. Make them as long as you need. If you don't know what to do, just make a list of questions that you can give your clients, and so you can ask them like, how was your experience with us, right? What was your favorite part about the move? What did you think of the movers? Give them a list of questions so that they don't just, they don't know what to say in the video, right? If you're like, can you leave a review, a video review, and then you're like, you don't give them some questions to think about, they're not going to know how to respond. So give them some questions if you need to. All right, so now we're going to move along to the features section, right? And this, actually, I didn't really do this, but did I do this? No, I didn't. It's the features are just more about, yeah, what makes you different from your competitors, right? So I've just made a section why Brotherly Movers, why your company, and just list the different things that you do differently. So we just want to differentiate ourselves. We don't want to be like everybody else because we are not like everybody else. So talk about what makes you special and why they should go with you. Every mover is different, right? Every mover has something different about them. So figure out what it is about you and talk about it. All right, awesome. After you do that, we're gonna get towards the end here. Um, this is the frequently asked questions, and you could use 5 or 6. And I would say, make a couple of questions that kind of answers it. Like if they have objections, like, oh, your price is too expensive, put that in your frequently asked questions. It's just like, why are your prices a little bit higher than others, right? So bring any of the things that they may say, oh, we don't like you, we want to go somebody else, as you're trying to close this call, and they're going to be like, we don't know, right? Put that in the frequently asked questions. If somebody's like, oh, you don't work weekends, put in the frequently asked questions, so people can see ahead of time. And it's just one of those things when it comes to sales, right? You want to be ready for the objections, you want to be ready for things that people are going to give you. It's kind of like a shit test, right? They want to just test you to see, are you going to budge? Are you going to move? How will you respond, right? So, the most important thing that you can do is address it first, which is like, let's say your prices are high. You could just say, yeah, my prices are higher than normal, and it's because X, Y, and Z. It's because we do full service, we do white glove delivery, we do full unpacking of your home, we do whatever it is, right? Do that, right? So that would be really good. Um, put your objections there. Sorry, something fell. Put your objections there so that people can see them and respond to them. All right, so if you've done all of that, the last thing you really just need to do is a call to action. And this is just a way for them to, they see everything, they got all the message, and they're like, all right, time to call this guy. Let's get to it. Let's get to work. So put a call to action, contact button, quote form, whatever it is, so that they can take the correct action to booking you for their move. So if you found this video helpful, then I really appreciate it if you left a review, and if you could, I'm sorry, not a review. See, this is like, I'm in that mentality of just like, can you leave a review? Just leave a like. And I think the only other thing I wanted to say was, let's see here. The only thing I wanted to really say was, okay. There was something. Yeah. Yeah. Just put a big picture of your customers. I think, photos is, it's such an important thing that you get the right photos, but at the same time, it's like one of these things. It's like, so it's like, do you like? I know sometimes you're like, oh, I don't have a budget to hire like professional videographers or photographers. It really doesn't matter. All these photos, I got them from my phone. Like I just use my phone to take photos, not for the website, but just to keep on my page, to upload to my Google business profile. And then I just thought, all right, these can fill in the spots, right? This photo kind of shows that we do moving services. There's a mattress here. There's a thing that's wrapped up in a truck, right? This thing kind of shows that we do packing, even though it's like these totes, but there's a box, right? Furniture assembly. This like it's just a piece of furniture, right? So I thought about it too. And it's like I don't have a budget to hire two, or I don't want to. Let's say I'm like I want to be careful with my marketing budget. I don't want to hire a photographer and an editor, so don't do that, right? Just find some pictures that you can put here, like the benefits of working for us. I just put a picture of somebody who wrote a note to me, right? And it's like that's not really a benefit, but it kind of looks like it can fit there, right? So that's the point that I'm trying to make. This process, right, thing is just a picture of something in a storage, right? Right. So that's all. Hope this video was helpful and hope you got some value.